Namaste. My name is Nina Rao, and I'm really honored and happy to be here as part of the Dais Global Yoga Festival, which is part of the Learning Planet Festival 2022, celebrating the International Day of Education. So the practice that I'm going to share with you today is one of the limbs of yoga, which is Bhakti Yoga. And as a part of the expression of Bhakti Yoga, we'll be sharing a little bit of chanting together. I just want to say that, my first exposure to chanting was with my grandfather in a little village in South India. And I had lived abroad with my parents for many years, and we would go back for holidays. And when I was about 9 or 10 years old, I saw a harmonium in my grandfather's home, and I had always wanted to play an instrument, and I never had the opportunity to learn. So I asked him to play the harmonium, and he said, "I'll play for you, but you'll have to sing along with me." So I had no idea what he was going to chant, and it turns out he did a beautiful chant to Ganesha. And without knowing what it meant, I knew that by repeating this name, I was entering into the flow of this beautiful devotional space that was being created by the chanting of the divine names. For many years after that, I didn't chant. Life kind of took over until I started chanting again when I moved to America. And I was doing a yoga class, and my yoga teacher had invited Krishna Das, who some of you know, to come and chant as part of the retreat. And when I heard him chant, I was pulled back into that time of my early childhood where the names were conjuring up this very devotional, loving space that over the years has become a refuge for me, chanting the name. That was almost 30 years ago that I started chanting in America, and I've been chanting ever since. And what I want to share with you today is what we call kirtan, and maybe a little bit of bhajan as well. Some of you know what that is. But what was apparent to me as an adult and starting to chant in my 30s was that I came here to the West to understand the roots of our chanting that came from India, which the seekers from the West went to find in the early 70s and 60s and brought back with them here. One of the great honors that I had of learning this chanting practice again, when I was exposed to it in 1996, was to be able to go to Krishna Das's Guru's temple, Neem Karoli Baba's temple in Kainchi in the Kumaon Hills. And when I went there is where I met my Guru, Sri Siddhima, whose image you see here. And she was a great devotee of Maharaji, Neem Karoli Baba, took care of him for 40 years. And when he left the body, she was there for all his devotees. And she was the well that people went to get those stories about Maharaji and relive and enter back into that space of love. For me, because I had never met Maharaji, my relationship only grew stronger with that great presence that I felt when I heard the chanting. And I spent 20 years with her on and off, when I could visit her. And she left the body in 2017. But the greatest gift that she gave me was not only her memory, but also the practice of chanting. She was very keen that we develop a regular practice. And this was the way in which the inner knowledge was going to blossom from within us, was with the chanting, by taking the name in the Kali Yuga, by receiving the name, by chanting it and hearing it. We were going to open up our inner eye of our heart, let's say, where the knowledge becomes wisdom naturally. It's an intuition. and we learn to live our lives in a better way, in a good way, in a way with some peace and compassion, and maybe not be so reactive with our negative thoughts and emotions that might arise. Slowly, slowly. But at the very least, over time we know this will work, but at the very least, in this moment now, it creates a sanctuary or a refuge for us to go to. And Ma would say to us always, take whatever burden you may have, any complaint, any feeling of grief or anger or jealousy or anything that causing you anxiety, take it to the altar where you offer your prayers. She was always prayerful in this way. And chanting these names is a way for us to offer our prayers. So let's do a little bit of chanting together. I will lead, and since I'm not going to actually be able to hear you, I will imagine your voices while you're singing back with me. And I will do some simple chants so it'll be easy for you to hear the words and be able to sing it back. Okay, and listen to your own voice. Listen to me and then listen to your own voice. And this is the practice. I'm going to open with an invocation to the Guru. And then we'll sing Sita Ram. Very simple. Let's start with some Oms together. Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunvannuti Visida Sadhanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitryavatu Ano Divo Brahatav Parvatada Saraswati Yajata Gantu Yagyam Havan Devi Jujushana Gratachi Shagma No Vachamushati Shrinotu Vagdevye Namaha. Satguru Deva Rama Hare Satguru Deva Rama Hare Raja Raja Prabhu Rama Hare Raja Raja Prabhu Rama Hare Suradasa Gana Shama Hare Suradasa Gana Shama Hare Brahma Vishnu Shiva Shakti Hare Brahma Vishnu Shiva Shakti Hare Satguru Deva Rama Hare Satguru Deva Rama Hare. Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Listen to your voice sing. Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Sita Ram Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Sita, Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sita, Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sita, Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sita, Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sita, Sitaram, Sitaram, Sita, chant is for Saraswati. Saraswati brings us clarity, discernment, and the stamina to practice. Namastasye Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. So Sharade Devi is another name for the goddess Saraswati. She is the deity of my family temple, Sringeri Sharada Devi. Namastasye Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Namastasye Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Namastasye Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Namastasye Sharada Devi. Namastasye Sharada Devi. Namastasye Sharada Devi. Namastasye Sharada Devi. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Namastasye Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Namastasye Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Mata. Mata, Mata, Om Narayani, Om Narayani, Om Narayani, Om Mata. Namastasya Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Namastasya Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om Mata. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om Mata. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om Mata. Mata Om Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om Mata. Narayani Om, Narayani Om, Narayani Om Mata. Namastasya Mata Saraswati Sharade Devi. So the structure of this practice, as you can tell, is repeating. And the more we repeat, the more we're able to give ourselves to the practice by trying to bring awareness back to the mantra each time that we chant it. Because I'm sure you noticed as we were chanting that, well, firstly, my voice went away for a moment, so thank you for bearing with that. But also, our minds are full of thoughts all the time. And what the practice aims to do is to bring us back to this moment where we might be here, be with the mantra, and absorb the merit of this practice. By doing regular practice, they say that we do gain some merit, and we do also want to dedicate the merit of our practice for all beings, to develop an open and compassionate heart as well. So, talking about compassion, I would like to chant a mantra that many of you might know. It's a long mantra. It's called the Hanuman Chalisa. It's 40 verses in praise of Hanuman, who is considered the wisest, the strongest, the bravest, and the kindest divine being. And we have many of those types of beings in India, as I'm sure you know, from all the thousands of names that we can chant. But Hanuman has been the core of my practice, chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. Siddhima gave it to us as a practice, and she was very keen that we did this practice regularly, and we used it to fortify ourselves, for whatever that was going to come to us in life, as a way to live our lives in the best way. And in all the years that I've done this practice, it has been that way for me, that it has become a refuge. And the more that I do it, the more I can open into it. And that gives me more faith to do it even more. So that's how practice works. We start to see, we don't have an exam sheet that's sort of telling us how we're doing. And we hopefully are not evaluating all the time. But as we go through life, we start to see that we start dealing with things in a different way. We have the opportunity to maybe sit back a little bit and witness what's happening. And when we do that, we can reduce our reactive behaviors that sometimes are detrimental to a situation and hurtful to people and hurtful to our own selves. Okay, so if you would like the words to this mantra, I'm sure you can find them in all kinds of places, but they are also on my website, and it's the Sri Hanuman Chalisa. Okay, so let's sing this together, and if you don't know the words, just kind of listen along. There's a lot of benefit to listening to chanting as well. And over time, once you have the words, you're going to be able to chant this by reading or even memorizing, or both. It doesn't matter. You don't have to memorize it. But it's a beautiful prayer to enter into and of benefit to all of us. Just adjust this sound over here. Okay. So I'll sing a short invocation to Hanuman. And then we'll continue to invoke him with 40 verses in praise of Hanuman. Atulita baladhamam hema shailabadeham dhanujavanna krishanam jnaninam agraganyam sakala guna nidhanam vanaranamadhisham raghupati priya bhaktam vatajatam namami. Mangalamurati marutananda sakala mangalamula nikhanda Shri Guru Charana Sarojarja Nijamana Mukara Sudhari Varano Raghubara Vimala Jasu जोदायक फलचार। बुद्धहीन तनु जानिके सुमेरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु क्लेश विकार। सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरणम। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर। जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बलधाम। अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी। कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरन विराज सुवेश। कानन कुंडल कुंचित केस। हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराज। कांडे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन। तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर। राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया। राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियाहि दिखावा। विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे। रामचंद्र जी के काज संवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए। श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई। तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे। अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा। नारद शारद सहिता ईसा। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहांते। कवि कोविद कहि सके कहांते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवन कीना। राम मिलाय राजपद दीन। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना। लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु। लील्योताहि मधुर फल जान। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिले मुख माहि। जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते। सुगमानुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे। होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लाहे तुम्हारी शरण। तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे। तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे। महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा। जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे। मन क्रम भजन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा। तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे। सोए अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा, हे परसिद्ध जगत उजियार। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निखंडन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास, सदा रहो रघुपति के दास। तुम्हारे भजन राम जी को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाए, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाय। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होय। जो यहाँ पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होया सिद्धि साकी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय महंडेर। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूपा। राम लखन सीता सहिता, हृदय बसहु सुरभु। सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरणम। मंगल मूर्ति मारुत नंदन, सकला मंगल मूल निखंडन। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sahana bhavatu, sahano bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.